That's
And
awesome.
then I remember working with your brother Brad the first time, and I tested him with everything. Never said a word. And he was always in a fighting stance. No matter, I'd turn my back just to see what he was stayed babyface. I was testing him on everything, right? If I was too close, too far away, whatever the thing was, he did everything perfect. And like we would just tie up, and if I didn't tie up, and if we're still struggling for 30 seconds, he still wasn't just grabbing the hook. I didn't tell him to, right? He
Right.
just was going to do what I told him to.
Yep.
And so we'd be pivoting around, and I'd stop on a dime. And as soon as I'd stop, he'd stop fighting stance. Oh, his face to me. And then hands, not fist, but open. You know what I mean? He
Yep.
was the ultimate baby face. And I'm
Yeah.
just laughing during the match. He said, "What are you
Yep.
laughing at?" I said, "I tried every shortcut trick to fuck you up. And you was just too motherfucking good. You are fucking great." And,
You
and
know,
I just said, if anybody in the wrestling business, if you could just go around working with any of the Armstrong family, because you're all the same,
I appreciate that.
it's a night off, you know.
I appreciate that. Oh man, in my very, very first match, it was me and Brad, and we were wrestling Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey.
Oh,
No,
wow.
no, take that back. I think Dennis was on the outside. It was Randy and Norvell Austin. And we're getting ready to walk out. First match ever, ever. And I look at my dad and go, I'm nervous, wreck. Needless to say, I said, "Dad, you got anything?" And he goes, "Yeah, just stand on the apron and watch your brother." And honestly, it was the best advice I've ever been given. That's exactly what I did. And he'd talk to me from the corner and say, "Hey, Scotty, why don't you just slide down him and get a little schoolboy right there?" He'd talk to me like we did at the house.
Yeah.
And so it made me relax so much, man. And all those dudes, they knew that I was peppering the shit out of them with stiff punches. And Rip, I'm sure you remember. And they'd calm me down and say, "Hey, come on, relax, slow down."
That is wild. I didn't know that. So Brad, then did Brad just get right into wrestling then?
Yeah, Brad started
because you said you were the oldest, right? And he was wrestling before you.
Yes, he in 80. No, take that back. 70. No, it was 80. My dad had the opportunity to come down here to Pensacola and buy into the company, and he took the chance, and he knew he was taking a chance because you don't know if a wrestling company is going to go or not, but he was a top baby face at the time, and he had faith in himself, drawing money. The Fullers had been everything because their family is steeped in wrestling tradition, and uncles and grandfathers and great grandfathers, and so they could do anything. It could be a heel, it could be a baby face, but it ended up just being the perfect. My dad is a baby face and the Fullers as heels, and it was just the perfect chemistry. And then as we each grew up, Brad was 18. So Brad, 18 years old, 3 weeks out of graduating high school, he's working at a little grocery store in Gulf Breeze, Florida called Jitney Jungle. And my dad happens to walk in there to get something and sees Brad and goes, hey, Brad, so-and-so. Brad's stocking shelves on his knees. And the manager says, "Sir, can I help you with something?" And he goes, "Oh, no." My dad goes, No, I'm good." And he goes, "Brad, come on, get off your butt. Let's get this going, man." Starts giving Brad crap. And my dad just stopped dead center and looked at him and said, "Hey, Brad, tell this asshole you quit." And Brad went, "Oh, Dad, that's my boss." And he said, "Tell him you quit right now. The next time he sees you, it'll be on television or he can buy a ticket. Let's go." And he went, "Dad, I'm working." He goes, "Give him his apron back." And Brad took the apron off and handed it to him. And Dad said, "Now get your ass to work," and walked right back out the door. It really just flew. I think it flew all over my dad simply because he was the one that made Brad stop what he was doing. You know what I mean? And he got pissed when the guy disrespected him. And so literally July 4th, 81, I think was Brad's first match. And look, when you break in and your first matches are with your dad, who had a storied career already, or they were working against Dennis Condrey and Norvell Austin and Randy Rose. And I mean, man, Dennis Condrey, you say that name and you know already, just one of the best that's ever lived. And Brad at 18 literally got in the ring with my dad before the show one time, and then became, one of the, as Flair says, one of the top 5 baby faces I ever got in the ring with in my career. And that's saying something, man. And that's what Brad did. Got in there one time, and with my dad showed him a few things. And then that night he's in the ring semi-main event in the tag with Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, and Norvell Austin.
I said, get ready, get ready, get ready. I got the dots on. I got the elbow ready, baby. We're going to see it. Let's do it right now.